Prime Minister Mark Carney sent a personal message to the Innisfil Indian Association's SHE-ROES Gala 2026, which honored Canadian women. The association's third annual SHE-ROES Gala, centered on women's empowerment, drew attendees from across Simcoe County and from as far away as Mississauga, Brampton, and Vaughan. Dr. Indira Khurana, Vice President of the Indo-Canadian Chamber of Commerce and President and CEO of Laser Cosmetics and Pain Treatment Clinics, delivered the keynote address.
So my journey has taught me one unshakable truth. The richest people are not those who have the most. They're the people who give the most. And let us be the women who give boldly, give kindly, give consistently, and give fearlessly. Because when women give, families rise, communities heal, societies transform, and the world becomes brighter. So one day, none of us will be remembered by our schedules, our titles, how busy we were. We'll be remembered how we made people feel. You know, if somebody met you, they'll always remember how you made them feel, and whom we lifted in our life, and who rose because we believed in them.
Innisfil Mayor Lynn Dolin, one of the few women leaders in Simcoe County, spoke about the importance of the event.
It is a day to recognize women who don't let obstacles stand in their way and who set examples to inspire our next generation of trailblazers. I want to thank the Innisfil Indian Association for hosting the third annual SHE-ROES Gala, and it is wonderful to see it grow every year. Although I think the weatherman must not be a woman, because every year there's fog, there's ice, there's something. Sue and Loki are very committed to showcasing inspiring women in our community and ensuring that their daughter knows that she can achieve anything she sets her mind to.
Sue Sahu, Vice President of the Innisfil Indian Association, highlighted the importance of women creating platforms for one another.
If you know a woman who is strong and confident and capable enough, then call out her name loud in rooms she is not in. Try to open some doors for her. Sometimes she'll be super scared. In those moments, please tell her, help her stand up, tell her all the good things and the right things she's been doing so far. And please, do compliment her, but compliment her not only on those good looks and how pretty she's looking, like real heartfelt compliments. Because real power is not coming and standing on a stage and holding a mic. Real power comes when we can create a stage where all of us can come fit together. And this is what I truly believe, that when one woman rises, she's called a successful woman. But when all of us rise together, we become a successful community.
Kat Shabat, a local singer, songwriter, and community advocate, served as the MC for the event.
I'm especially excited to hear from so many inspiring women whose leadership, compassion, and dedication truly makes the town of Innisfil feel like a village, a community where people support, uplift, and empower one another.
We also spoke with the association's president, Loki Swain.
Because we wanted to do some kind of an event which actually makes impact. It was more of giving something powerful to the community itself. And for the town of Innisfil, when we do it, it's more like we are trying to give something back to the town. We want people to know about this beautiful town which we have close to the lake. It has amazing things that people should come and explore. And our event kind of draws crowd from across Simcoe County and beyond.
The following are the interviews, speeches, and question and answer sessions.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the SHE-ROES Gala 2026. On behalf of the Innisfil Indian Association, we are truly honored to see so many inspiring leaders, changemakers, and community champions gathered here today. My name is Kat Shabat, and I'm truly honored to be your MC today. I'm especially excited to hear from so many inspiring women whose leadership, compassion, and dedication truly makes the town of Innisfil feel like a village, a community where people support, uplift, and empower one another. Before we begin, we would like to acknowledge that the town of Innisfil is situated on treaty land that is steeped in rich Indigenous history. The town also acknowledges that this land is the traditional territories of the First Peoples of Turtle Island. It is shared between the Anishinaabe peoples of Beausoleil First Nation, Chippewa-Varama First Nation, and the Chippewa of Georgina Island First Nation, and we thank them for generations of stewardship. This meeting place is still the home to many Indigenous people, and we are grateful to have the opportunity to work on this land. The town acknowledges the forced sacrifices that are the foundation of Canadian society today. We are dedicated to honoring Indigenous history and culture and committed to moving forward in the spirit of reconciliation and respect with all First Nation, Métis, and Inuit. We also have a message from the Prime Minister. Super exciting. Okay, so straight from Honourable Mark Carney, he let us know, I would like to convey my warmest greetings to everyone taking part in the SHE-ROES Gala 2026. This event, being held in recognition of International Women's Day, offers an opportunity to celebrate the remarkable strength, resilience, and achievements of Canadian women. The gala brings together leaders, changemakers, and visionaries to share their wisdom and experiences guided by this year's theme, Give to Gain. I would like to thank the Innisfil Indian Association for hosting this event and for its commitment to building a more equitable and inclusive Canada. I wish you all a memorable experience. It's amazing. It's incredible to see how this event has grown just within 3 years. So congrats to you and Loki. So the Innisfil Indian Association is a non-profit organization dedicated to celebrating culture, strengthening heritage, and fostering unity within Innisfil and Simcoe County. Through initiatives such as SHE-ROES, cultural events, food drives, and community collaborations, IIA promotes inclusivity, diversity, and civic engagement. In 2024, Innisfil Indian Association and its founders were recognized as the best ethnocultural group of Simcoe County at the Newcomer Recognition Awards, a testament to their dedication to community building. SHE-ROES is a flagship initiative of the Innisfil Indian Association, created to amplify women's voices, celebrate leadership excellence, and foster inclusive spaces for growth, mentorship, and meaningful dialogue. Today we gather not just to celebrate achievements, but to honor courage, resilience, and impact. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to our generous sponsors today, and they are presenting sponsors 400 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Sigmasoft Inc. Our gold sponsor is IBI Behavioral Services. Silver sponsor Georgian College. Community sponsor Innisfil PharmaSave. Beverage partner Tim Hortons. Thanks for keeping us up with this today. And your partnership makes this platform possible. We also have a photography and media acknowledgement. So behind the camera, capturing your beautiful moments, we have Giovanni in P2 for GVM Multimedia. And our event's video moments are captured by Sophie and Mitch from Juicebox Studios. We also acknowledge our media partners present today, which is Simcoe Community Media and Innisfil Today. Thank you for coming. So during the networking break, we invite you to explore the activities set up in the corridor, including sponsor booths, interactive engagement tables, and our media wall. GVM Multimedia has set up a headshot booth, $10 per professional headshot, with proceeds supporting various women empowerment initiatives. Who here has LinkedIn? Okay, we could all use a new profile picture, so it's going to a good cause. Today, on the day of Give to Gain, let's support the cause while getting a beautiful headshot. Now I'd like to introduce our beautiful Mayor Lynn to come up and speak.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Happy International Women's Day. It's so wonderful. I love this event so much. I'm always, I think, the first one to buy a ticket every year. I really do enjoy the connection and the inspiration that I get. We always share a few laughs and sometimes a few tears too. But it's just a wonderful day of connection and celebration, and something that I think we don't, because we're women and because we're busy, we never take the time to pause and pat ourselves on the back. And I think we need to do that every once in a while. International Women's Day provides us with an amazing opportunity to come together and celebrate the impact and achievements of women around the world and within our own community. It is a day to recognize women who don't let obstacles stand in their way and who set examples to inspire our next generation of trailblazers. I want to thank the Innisfil Indian Association for hosting the 3rd annual SHE-ROES Gala, and it is wonderful to see it grow every year. Although I think the weatherman must not be a woman, because every year there's fog, there's ice, there's something. Sue and Loki are very committed to showcasing inspiring women in our community and ensuring that their daughter knows that she can achieve anything she sets her mind to. They are great community advocates and volunteers. So let's hear it for Sue and Loki. This event shines a spotlight on the remarkable women of our town and provides us with an opportunity to celebrate the amazing achievements of women in our community. Sue is also a great moderator, and I look forward to her guiding us through a conversation with this year's panelists. As we listen to these women speak, let's remember something powerful. Every one of these women was once a young girl with a dream of quite possibly making a difference in the world. Today, they have done exactly that, breaking barriers, lifting others up, and changing lives one step at a time. May their stories ignite courage, strength, and innovation in all of us, and may we all leave here just a little more inspired than we came. I look forward to connecting with some of you following the formal agenda, and thank you again. It's an honor to be here.
Awesome, and thank you, Mayor Lynn Dolin, for inspiring women every day. I know working in a space, and whether it's in politics or anywhere within the community, you're just so warm towards people, so it's nice to have somebody easy to talk to. And I'm very lucky today because I brought along my good friend's niece, Lily, and she was excited to meet Mayor Lynn Dolin and just everyone here. So thank you for showing girls that they can do whatever they put their mind to. Okay, so now it's my pleasure to introduce someone who is the heart behind SHE-ROES. Sue is a speaker, community leader, and wellness advocate who is passionate about helping people build confidence, meaningful relationships, and emotional well-being. As Vice President of the Innisfil Indian Association, she champions diversity, cultural connection, and community growth through thoughtful, people-first initiatives. At the core of the SHE-ROES initiative, Sue leads with empathy and authenticity, shaping it into a movement that amplifies women's voices, honors lived experiences, and creates safe, empowering spaces for dialogue and growth. Sue is also a key voice behind Gultikli, a brand rooted in the idea of self-care for life in motion, encouraging mindfulness, confidence, and intentional living within today's active lifestyles. And side note, she has a perfume called Boss Babes. It's so good. Everyone's always asking me, wow, you smell so good. And I just send them to Sue. Blending leadership, culture, entrepreneurship, and modern wellness, Sue brings a grounded and refreshing perspective to conversations around social confidence, emotional resilience, and meaningful human connection. Please join me in welcoming Sue to the stage.
Okay, hello everyone. Welcome once again. I want to tell something. I am a huge fan of Bollywood. And while growing up, I used to go to movies and I used to wonder something. Why is it that always the hero comes to save the damsel in distress? Because in real life, whenever I had a problem, I would go running to my mom. And honestly, till today, she's the one who saves my day, which no Bollywood hero could ever do. Eventually, I realized real life heroes, they don't come with violins and background music. They look something like these beautiful and inspiring women who are sitting in the audience today. So, with that note and that spirit, I want to welcome all of you and wish you a very, very happy New Year. I love the puzzled faces. Welcome to 2026. So, as 26 started, there was a trend which was going online. I don't know if any of you heard about it, called 26 is the new 2016. Did anybody here in the audience hop on that trend? Oh no, it fell flat. So this was a viral trend which was going online where people were posting their pictures from back in 2016 and comparing them to how it looks right now in 26 to see how much they have progressed or not progressed in life. So I thought in today's speech, let me give this thing a try. So I hopped on and went to my best friend, ChatGPT, of course, and asked, hey, if 26 is the new 2016, how would it even look for women around the world? And this is what it showed me. So women still represent only 41% of the global workforce today, compared to only 39.3% back in 2016. We are still earning 13% less than our male counterparts. Unpaid labor, more than 2 hours on a daily basis, which is hampering our progress and growth. And to top it all, when it comes to women in paid leaderships or politics, we are almost negligible. Now, would you call this progress, or would you call this a call to action? Anyways, after this so-called decade of progress, we might think we will at the least, celebrate Women's Day in a meaningful manner, right? But this is how you're going to celebrate in the next coming days. So around March of 8th, we will see huge brand campaigns going where they will say, you are beautiful just the way you are, and then send you a 30% discount coupon on your favorite beauty product. And then chores, they don't have a gender, right? But you walk into that supermarket and you see your favorite rice cooker just went on a buy one, get one sale. Women's Day special. And then on 8th of March, we will walk into our workplaces. We will be greeted with those white smiles from our colleagues, handed a rose bouquet and a beautiful card, which will read something like this. You are strong. You are beautiful. You are perfect. You can do it all. Not so much. I don't want to be perfect, and I don't want to do it all. Is that too much to ask? That all I'm asking is the freedom and space to make my own choices just the way you are. And then on the March of 9th, the dreaded March of 9th, with all your newfound confidence, you walk into that meeting room. And guess what do? You speak up. Speak up just the way they told you in those conferences on March 8th. And this is what will happen. Must be her hormones. Why do you need to have an opinion on everything? Is it that time of the month? And suddenly, all the confidence which was being celebrated the previous day became uncomfortable for each and every one the very next day. The world is actually not ready for a strong and confident woman. They are very uncomfortable around them. Because the truth is, not society, not workplaces, and sometimes not even other women. At least that's the narrative which is being sold to us. Somewhere along the way, we started getting taught, woman is a woman's best enemy. A powerful woman entering the room, she becomes intimidating for the rest of us. And then, when another woman shines in the room, she's out there to dim everyone else around her. That narrative is what we are challenging today. So I have a small request from each and every one in this audience today, and especially the women. So this year, let's try and do something a bit different. If you know a woman who is strong and confident and capable enough, then call out her name loud in rooms she is not in. Try to open some doors for her. Sometimes she'll be super scared. In those moments, please, tell her, help her stand up, tell her all the good things and the right things she's been doing so far. And please, please, do compliment her. But compliment her not only on those good looks and how pretty she's looking, like real heartfelt compliments. Because real power is not coming and standing on a stage and holding a mic. Real power comes when we can create a stage where all of us can come fit together. And this is what I truly believe, that when one woman rises, she's called a successful woman. But when all of us rise together, we become a successful community. So this year, let's do something different, and let's not just send each other Happy Women's Day messages. I think it's high time we hype each other up a bit. Because we are not competitors, unlike what the narrative is. We have the gift of being the creators, because we are the true SHE-ROES. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, I have one more round of applause for Sue. Ever since I met you, I guess 4 years ago now, it's been clear just the drive that Sue and Loki both have to build and lift the community. I've never met people who just want to give back just to the extent that they do. So thank you so much for allowing us to now have a space every year and something to look forward to. So once again, thank you so much. We now invite our presenting sponsors to share a few words. Please welcome Christy Fines, Managing Partner of 400 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Good afternoon, everyone. I won't say too much, but just a big thank you for everyone coming out today, supporting this amazing event. Loki and Sue have become good friends of ours. Love them. I love that they bring their daughter and that we're paving the way for the next generation. I always bring my daughter as well because I want her to be able to look around and see how many strong women are in this room, and hopefully she realizes what we're all doing to push this movement further ahead. And on the days where I'm not at some of your events and stuff, I hope you see that we're all trying to make a difference and make the world a little bit better for every girl that's coming up under us. So thanks everyone for being here today.
And speaking of strong women, Christy Fines yesterday was the finalist at the Women in Business Awards at the Barrie Chamber of Commerce, just FYI. Okay, so now please welcome Ambarish Sharma, founder and CEO, Signasoft Staffing, Inc.
SHE-ROES and gentlemen, sometimes the difference between where someone is today and where they could be tomorrow is just one opportunity. One person who believes in them, one door that opens the right moment. That belief is the reason Signasoft was born. Signasoft is a talent and software company that supports professionals in IT and healthcare operations. These are industries where the right people quietly make a huge impact every day. One role is simple but meaningful. We connect talents, individuals, with opportunities where their skills truly matter. But for me, this mission is also deeply personal. At home, I have a 6-year-old daughter who is growing up curious, confident, and full of dreams. Every day, I try to remind her that her voice matters, her ideas matter, and that the world should never tell her what she cannot become. What inspires me is more that I see this strength every day in the women in Signisau. They lead with confidence, support our candidates and clients, and bring passion and resilience in everything that they do. Their dedication reminds me that empowerment is not just something we talk about, it's something we practice. Because at the end of the day, Signisoft is about people. It's about operating and opening doors, believing in potential, and helping others move one step closer to the future they deserve. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambrish. It is now time for our keynote address. We are honored to welcome Dr. Indira Khurana, Vice President, Corporate Secretary, and Director of Women's Entrepreneurs and Professionals at the Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce, a global force in healthcare innovation, ethical leadership, and social impact. Dr. Khurana represents a powerful blend of scientist, healer, entrepreneur, and humanitarian. Please turn your attention to the screen for her introduction video. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Indira Khurana.
Good afternoon, respected leaders, organizers of Innisfil Indian Association, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's truly an honor to stand before you here as a keynote speaker for this remarkable celebration. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for creating a platform that uplifts women. Celebrating leadership and reminds us of extraordinary power we hold when we rise together. Today's theme, Give to Gain, is simple in wording, yet profound in wisdom. It's a philosophy I've not only believed in, but I have lived every day of my life. Because life teaches us something powerful over time. The more you give, more you gain. We live in a world that constantly measures success by accumulation, titles, recognition, achievements. But those who truly make a difference, they understand something deeper. Real success is not built on what we collect. It's built on what we contribute. We must give effort before recognition, service before reward, courage before confidence, and belief before results. Giving is not losing, it's investing. And that's what today's theme is, Give to Gain. It's such a beautiful theme, and it's a truth. The truth I lived, and that's the story of my life. And may I share the story of my life now? So actually, people ask me, like, when did it all begin? You know, like, when did you start giving, or when did you start contributing? And they expect me to say like, okay, when I had my clinics or when I was a professor, but actually it started, actually it's in my DNA, I should say. My parents, my father who was an army officer, and my mother, housewife, but she used to tutor some kids at home. So my dad, I still remember when I was very little, every summertime or like for 6 months at a time, like we'd had some cousin staying in our house. So my dad would help him, say get some degree or put him in the army. And one will graduate and go and the next one came. So that time it felt a little bit annoying that always you have one cousin and who gets a little bit more attention. But that time I did not know that was the foundation of giving, for something remarkable. And me too, I was like good with mathematics and stuff, reasonably good in class. So I used to always help my fellow classmates I'll finish my homework and just help them out. It was a practice. But something like when I was in grade 11, and I was only 14 years old because I jumped a few classes. So I was in grade 11 and there was one student one boy, his father had passed away and his mother was struggling to put him through school and stuff. So he was going to quit like mathematics and mother wanted him to be some engineer or something. So she came to me and she said, would you help my son to study mathematics? So I said, okay. In the middle of the afternoon, I don't study for me, so he can come around, say between 3 and 4 and he can come. So every day I taught him trigonometry for 30 days only. And he would come and I'll just help him. He got 100% marks in trigonometry, 100%, just in 1 month, 30 days. And he got selected for Polytechnic and eventually he became mechanical engineer. So that 30-day, after those 30 days, his mother, one day she came to my mom and she was trying to hand out some little money to my mom. And I said, what is that? She said, auntie, we used to call her, she wants to give you 30 rupees. And I said, why? She said, you taught him for 30 days and that's all she can offer and her son got 100%. And I was not going to take it, but my mom said, she came all the way to give you. So that was my first earning of 30 bucks in 30 days. That gave me, and that boy became eventually engineer. So that was my, in early years, that's how I contributed in. And then after that, okay, the school I passed and all that, then I came to university. I got scholarship throughout my university. I didn't take a penny from my dad in my PhD. That was 100% I got scholarship. And, when you're a teenager, I just got selected into universities, 18 years old. And in the free time, all the girls and boys, they'll go for movies and stuff. So every year or every free time I had, I went to the hospitals to do volunteer work. And I got signed up even in private hospitals and the army hospitals because my dad was in army, so he got me there. Every free time I had, like whether it was weekends or any time I got, so started helping out soldiers who would be doing some, they're pilots, they fly fighter planes and they get injured and they get spinal cord injury and they go on the wheelchairs. And I used to see them depressed, like imagine you're a fighter pilot and you're sitting on the wheelchair after that and thinking, what will be my future be? What will I be doing? And I'll go sit with them and initially they would not even want to exercise because there was no hope. So there was one officer, I used to talk to him, very handsome guy, pilot. And he said, no, what am I going to do sitting on the wheelchair? I said, you can start exercising. Sometimes, the sensation comes back. He was like paralyzed from waist down. And I started, talking to him every day. I said, okay, I'll stay here. You can go, I want to watch you exercise. And the sensation does come back. And he said, what do you think? How long? I said, okay, I'll give you 8 months. I just randomly said, some August 30th, I said, okay, you'll be fine. He said, I'll take your word and start doing. He exercised for 8 months, every single day, and his sensation did come back. I mean, he didn't start flying again, but he got a job in the same air base. He got the sitting job there. And I've been in the hospitals, like I used to see 12-year-old children with brain tumors. I would go sit there, and I would let parents go to work, and I would sit all day. I've done it all. So I mean, that hospital corridors, those are not fancy places, you know. That's a humanity in the raw form you see there. There are no titles in the hospitals, doesn't work, nothing works, only humanity works there. So that, you know, when you help somebody rise, something rises inside you. That taught me humanity, that taught me true meaning of life. You know, I understood people, those things, you know, you don't get it in the books. You actually experience through, you see somebody's pain, you sit with them and pray, you know, that power of prayer you understand when you're in the hospital. And, you know, it's not because of your prayer, but someday you're praying and suddenly that person, you know, who is in almost on oxygen and he starts to wake up and you think, wow, you know, maybe my prayer worked, but, you know, you see the power of prayer. You get closer to actual human beings, you know. So that's what I learned in the early years of my life. So basically, I learned that healing is not science, you know. Healing is humanity. Those hospital corridors trained my heart long before my profession trained me in anything. And then the life moved on, the career grew, and then, you know, I finished university, I became assistant professor in physics. I was invited to Florida State University to do research, and I was invited on scholarship there. So I was assistant professor. I never thought, now I am an entrepreneur. That is another journey, you know, how I became accidental entrepreneur. I was a professor there, and I applied for Canadian immigration, like everybody else. I just applied, so I got immigration here without any exams and stuff because I had qualifications. And I qualified for Young Women Scientist Award to come to Canada. So that was when you're under 35, that is a few years back. So I qualified for Young Women Scientist Award, and I came here and I realized that was $50,000 a year for me to do research and I could use for some teaching. None of my universities had my field. It's atomic and molecular collision physics. You know, we do that laser-operated bunker buster bombs, that energy which is used, that I used to calculate, which is being used now. So none of the universities here had my field, so they refused to accommodate me, and I could not use my scholarship, and I became empty-handed here. And I had to start something for myself, you know, to survive. I mean, I didn't go on to government. So what I did, I had some laser knowledge, so I started to, and healing was inside me, you know, I wanted to be a doctor always, so I thought, how can I use this laser to heal people? So I rented a small little room and got a cell phone, my phone number, and some things I designed, and I bought a little machine to do a test marketing. But now you need to get customers too. So what I would do on a piece of paper, I would write my phone number, location, and the services. And for $3, I would make 100 copies in Staples. Every single day, I distributed 100 flyers to get the customers in. That was my routine, every single day. $3 was my budget, and that's how I started my business. And now I have 2 clinics. I'm the president and CEO of 2 clinics, laser cosmetics and pain treatment clinics, and I do addiction treatments, everything with a laser. So that's how I became entrepreneur from a professor. Thank you. And then came, okay, I had from one little room, I have one location, and then I grew to second location because I go every day to 2 locations. I cannot have more than 2 because I personally go to both the locations every single day, 6 days. Today I took a day off to come here. And anyways, so I do pain treatments and everything, and suddenly the COVID hit. Everything was shut down in the COVID time. And the pain spread, pain and depression, it spread faster than the virus. You know, people were locked down, especially seniors were stuck inside. International students were stuck inside. You know, they could not go anywhere. They did not have jobs. There were some people stranded in the hotel rooms. So what I started doing is I used to go volunteer myself, and I started delivering free food to the seniors, to international students, whoever needed help. You know, I would put, say, $1,000 somewhere in some organization who was delivering food, so I will go personally and hand out to the seniors. And some seniors said, oh, it's not about the food, but at least somebody remembers us. So that was, I used to go to the apartments where the seniors were. I would take the boxes, deliver it there. One day I remember I drove 100 kilometers in my own car. 8 students wanted food, so I picked up 8 packages. One was in Scarborough, one in Brampton, one. So I drove 100 kilometers. I distributed, and those students, they said, can we take a little bit extra for tomorrow too? Because for a few days I used to provide them some rice and whatever. So that is my story of giving, even during COVID time. Then slowly the business started again. Good days came and the business, we came back to work. And now a lot of people had vaccines and they had side effects and they were in pain. So after I started my business, what I did when it opened up after almost a year and a half, every Tuesday I offered free pain treatments to any senior. I used to put an ad in the paper, Tuesdays, free pain treatments for seniors. Whoever, no matter they're rich or poor, whoever can come from anywhere, they can come and do. So for 3 years constantly I ran my clinic for every Tuesday, free pain treatments. Okay, so that was like, so when I saw that, sometimes there were times when, you start giving, you keep giving, and some days you start feeling like, do people think I'm really stupid? Because one of my professors told me once, when you're too good, people think you're stupid. But then I did realize that there were some people taking advantage of that too. But even then I said, it's okay, it's their, whatever they think they're doing and whatever is my job, I'm doing it. So I kept doing it. I mean, in spite of that, when you feel that, okay, am I doing too much? Is it unnecessary? Should I be doing this much? Then someday I'll get a random call from somebody. I come out of the clinic and somebody's sitting here. He said, oh, I brought my friend. He came from so-and-so place, and I wanted him to meet you. You are the one who did my pain treatment, and I was in pain for so many years, and my pain went away because of you, and I brought my friend to meet you. So that, kind of is very rewarding. And when I saw people walking without pain, and I do get, and somebody will say, oh, you helped me, my daughter, to study. I still do all those little things, whatever I used to do. And so what giving taught me is kindness is never wasted, compassion is never small, and generosity is never forgotten. And most importantly, giving transforms the giver more than the receiver. So every act of giving stretches your heart, expands your perspective, strengthens your spirit. Giving doesn't reduce you, it enlarges you. Now let's talk about women. We are the natural givers. Women understand giving in a way the world often overlooks. We give strength when we feel weak. We give encouragement when we need it ourselves. We give hope even when we are searching for our own. And yet, society sometimes mistakes this generosity for softness. Let me say this clearly. Giving is not weakness. Giving is power. It takes strength to be kind in this harsh world. It takes courage to be generous in a competitive world. And it takes wisdom to uplift others in a world obsessed with self-promotion. Real success is about lifting others while you climb, because when you reach on the top alone, it feels empty. And when you rise while bringing others, it feels meaningful. Okay, so I would say impact is not always loud. You keep giving, as I said, I was doing free treatments for 3 years, and I thought am I really stupid? I'm doing it, but then I still kept doing. So it should be, you don't get the result right away, but maybe 1 year down the road or later on, or you get, as you saw, that I got, somebody nominated me for an award, which I did not know, and I got an award in House of Lords. I have no clue till today who has nominated me, and I'm thankful to that person, whoever heard about me from wherever. Because when I donated that car, you saw that in a golf tournament, which was supposed to be, money was supposed to be raised for fallen soldiers, children of fallen soldiers. So, and the ticket was $2,000, and somebody approached me, and first I said, I don't play golf. $2,000 is a little bit too much. They said, oh, you'll get the car. I said, I never get anything. But then they called me second time, and I said, well, somebody's approaching me. I shouldn't say no. So I said, okay, $2,000, I'll just put it, thinking it's going for something good. And I didn't even go for the golf tournament. And 5 o'clock, somebody called me and said, are you coming, just come for the dinner at least? And I said, okay, I got one cancellation. I called my appointment. I said, can I go? It was nearby. I go there. I'm parking the car, still writing my check for $2,000. They called me, where are you? I said, I'm just parking, I'm coming in. And the person tells me, you won the car. I said, no. I said, really? I said, are you joking? He said, no, you're actually, because when I bought the ticket, I said, okay, they joked. I said, you might get the car. I said, okay, if I get it, I'll give it back. I just said it randomly, nothing, thinking that I'm not going to get it anyways. And he said, you got the car, and then there was high commissioners were there, police chiefs were there, like there was a big event, I'm still in the parking lot, and they put me on the radio or whatever, and the media was there. They said, oh, media is here. Indira, you said you'll give it back. I said, yes, sir. Before I entered, I had given out the car. I had not even seen the car. So I think those media covered a lot, and after that I got a lot of, somebody said, okay. And they were surprised that actually I said it, gave it. I said it, and that is, I come from army family. We say something, we do it, that's it. There's nothing else. Anyways. So basically what happens is, like, people think that giving something, when you say you'll get, people say, okay, I'm giving this, what will I get back? That time I was getting car back, which I got, but usually don't get it. You paid $2,000, you don't always get it back, but I did. So you think, like you'll give something and you'll get it back, but that's not the real meaning. The real meaning is give without expecting, and life will return more than you imagined. Not always in money, not always in recognition, but in peace, in purpose, in fulfillment. And those are the gains no one can take away from you. That fulfillment of giving, and people still remember, oh, anytime I meet any MPs or they were there, they say, oh, I remember you gave the car. I had not even seen the car, I just gave it away. I took the picture later on. So I would say now I'm in the leadership role as well. I'm the vice president of Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce. But I would say leadership is not a title, it's an action. We often think leadership belongs to the people with titles, CEOs, ministers, directors, and presidents. But the greatest leaders I have seen in my life did not hold positions. They held compassion. Leadership is not about authority, it's about responsibility. It's the responsibility to lift others, responsibility to guide others, and responsibility to believe in others, especially when they don't believe in themselves. Because true leadership is not measured how many people work for you. It's measured by how many people grow because of you. And today, the world does not need more critics. The world needs more encouragers. We don't need more people pointing out flaws. We need more people pointing out potential. We don't need more judgment. We need more mentorship. We don't need more competition. We need more collaboration. Because when we compete, one person wins. And when we collaborate, everybody rises. I think that's what Sue mentioned too. So if somebody asks me what is the secret of making a real difference, I would say very ordinary actions with extraordinary intentions. That can make a difference. So my journey has taught me one unshakable truth. The richest people are not those who have the most. They're the people who give the most. And let us be the women who give boldly, give kindly, give consistently, and give fearlessly. Because when women give, families rise, communities heal, societies transform, and the world becomes brighter. So one day, none of us will be remembered by our schedules, our titles, how busy we were. We'll be remembered how we made people feel. You know, if somebody met you, they'll always remember how you made them feel, and whom we lifted in our life, and who rose because we believed in them. Before I leave this stage today, I want you to remember this. When I was 14, I did not know that 1 month of teaching somebody will make somebody's life. You know, I just did my job a little bit. And I did not know that volunteering in the hospitals would give somebody, you know, the encouragement to do exercise and get back the sensation in his like numbed legs. You know, I did not know that time. I just said it. I said, okay, just 8 months and you'll be fine. I just went back to my university. 8 months later, he called me and he says, today's 30th August, you told me, and I did get my sensation back. That I think that date he put it in his head. I just said so confidently, okay, you're going to be done. That's it. I didn't mean anything. I just said it so that he can start, you know. Okay, and then I did not know that delivering meals would teach me a compassion in the deeper level, and I did not know that Tuesdays will become that sacred. I simply chose to give. It was just, you know, I just do it because I just like doing that. So every time I gave something greater: clarity, strength, purpose. So today I leave you with this. The measure of your life will not be what you collect. It'll be a measure how many lives get better because you lived. So give boldly, give consistently, give with love. And one day, when your story is told, it will never be said that you simply succeeded. It will be said, she rose, and because she rose, others rose with her. Thank you. Thank you, Ambarish, for nominating me. Thank you, Sue and Loki and Chetan.
Come on up, Billy. Does anyone have any questions? Okay. Do you want to pass the mic to whoever's raising their hands?
Hi, thank you so much for your speech. It was excellent. But curious about, I don't think you mentioned, where are your pain clinics in Canada?
Yes, two pain clinics. One is in Brampton and one is in Mississauga.
Oh.
All the way from Brampton. I live there.
Yeah. Oh,
My first one was in Brampton and then I started to.
You don't think you'd be doing a third clinic more?
Sorry?
I guess you're too busy with doing any further expanding your.
Because I travel, I personally do most of the treatments, so I personally do all the treatments. So I travel half day, I work in Brampton, and other half there. I won't be able to go to 3 places unless I have somebody else working for
Too
me.
much. Thank you so much. Excellent. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Why Canada? Why did you choose to apply for immigration to Canada?
My husband liked Canada. I liked America because a lot of research I used to do there that was used in the data I used to produce was funded by Army and Air Force, so we were working, right? But he said, Canada is good, I'll do my immigration here, you can, I just applied here, he said, you should keep it. And then he moved to Canada. My plan was to go back there because I didn't get anything here. I wanted to go back there. Once you're married, you have to listen to the other person. Given a chance, I would have gone back there because I didn't plan to do. I don't come from business background. I did not know how to do business. I just needed. I had survival training, as I told you. My dad was in Army, so 2 weeks when I was a teenager, he used to send us to these survival camps, So you go in the remote places, you cook your own food, you find things like, even you get like something to light the fire and you cook that. So those survival trainings I had that in the extreme conditions, how to survive. So I was empty-handed, nothing, absolutely. Some savings I got from America. And like out of the blue, I had to start something to pay the rent and everything, so that's what I did. So I made this, I became entrepreneur accidentally.
What advice would you give to a young woman just starting wanting to give back?
Sorry?
What advice would you give to a young woman? What advice would you give to a young woman?
I would say, to every young woman, I would say, as I said, I started when I was 14 years old. So anytime you see somebody, even at home, start helping your mom, start helping your friends, little bit help, no matter where, You see one elderly person, even in the groceries, you help them. Just start helping for no reason. Don't think what I'll get back from here. Just do it. And that, is basically, think like if you have 100 seeds and you're putting it somewhere. Not 100 will sprout and become a tree or a plant. Maybe 90 will go waste, but 10 of them, you'll get some fruits out of it. Some trees, you'll get it. So that's how I think, these are the seeds of kindness you keep putting anywhere you go, wherever you are. You just give a smile to somebody. Somebody's, on the wheelchair, or help them a little bit, anything you can do. It's nothing particularly you have to do this in your own capacity. If you have a fellow student who's struggling, you can teach them, you can do whatever, or help them even. This is funny to say, but at least 40 to 45 boys, I taught them how to knot a tie. In my classmates too, they wanted to go for an interview, they did not know how to knot a tie. And I was in a school where I used to wear a tie every day, so they asked me, they'd bring the tie to me, can you teach me how to do this? Or if they're going for an interview, when I was getting the scholarship, they said, I need to buy a blazer, can you lend me some money? Then I would give it to them. I said, don't give it. When you become engineer, later on you can send me, and I just would leave it. Just give it to somebody else. So what I tell them is, whatever I'm helping you, don't give it back to me. Give it to somebody else who needs it, and that will be my debt clear. So that's what I say to everybody. Thank you.
I have a question for you. So you mentioned your father was from the military, right?
Yes.
So do you think, because military is so much associated with being disciplined, do you think that would be a reason for your success, or would you credit your own personal experiences for your success?
I would say my father and my brother have been the role models. My dad was in Army intelligence. And my success, I would say, my dad made us independent. Independent in a way that he wanted to teach me how to ride a cycle. He took me in a ground and he said, okay, he put me on the seat and he said, okay, keep paddling, look straight and keep going round and I'll come back. He came back after 40 minutes. I just kept going and going, and one day I learned how to. He did not hold my hand. He just, let it be, and then I wanted to get off. How do I get off? So he made me get down after 40 minutes. I kept going, but I didn't fall. So that was his way of teaching, that you just go and do it. I was in grade 9, and everybody's, father came to, my dad was also on casual leave, he had come home. And for the 10th grade, you go fill up the form in the exam, not an exam, for admission. Everybody's father was there, and I went and I knew what courses I want. I just filled up my own. So I came home, I told my dad, I said, everybody's father was there. He said, how old are you? 12 years old. And you couldn't have filled up your own form? I said, I did. He said, that's good. That's it. And after that, I was even shy to ask him for help. So we grew up this way, that you do everything to solve the problem, and you just tell them how you solved it. That's it. So, yeah, they were my role models. My brother too, he went in Air Force, and he was 10 years old when he was put in the Army school, and from there, my dad would put him in the train, he'll go get off on his own. He started traveling in the train, 10 years old. And he would always give us, if your brother can do, why can't you do it? I went swimming and I jumped from 3 meters, came home, Dad, I dived from 3. Look at your brother, he dives from 55 meters. Okay, so That's how I grew up.
So this is our signature event, SHE-ROES Gala. So this is our third annual SHE-ROES Gala, which we are doing in Innisfil, town of Innisfil. So this is more about women empowerment, women leadership, showing the inspirational and motivational women in our society. For us as an association, this event is very close to our heart because we wanted to do some kind of an event which actually makes impact. It was more of giving something powerful to the community itself. And for the town of Innisfil, when we do it, it's more like we are trying to give something back to the town. We want people to know about this beautiful town which we have close to the lake. It has amazing things that people should come and explore. And our event kind of draws crowd from across Simcoe County and beyond. People come from Vaughan, people are coming from Mississauga, Brampton, very far out places, and we are very extremely proud of this event. So event like these, a lot of effort goes in. So we start preparing. Let's suppose this event happened today. The planning has started from October. So it's like 6 months of planning goes into this kind of event, where we try to find these amazing speakers across Ontario. We have to see their availabilities, and we have to first find out, let's suppose this time's theme was Give to Gain. So we wanted to have a panel which resonates to that theme itself. So we had speakers like Colonel, who is the commander of CFB Bowden. We had professors of Georgian College. We had Miss World Canada. We had like amazing speakers. And our keynote speaker, Dr. Khurana, her accolades, her titles, which she has received over the years, like speaks for herself. Like she is an international recognized. And this event would not have been possible without the team. I'd like to thank our sponsors, because we as an organizations, we heavily dependent on sponsor support. And presenting sponsors Chrysler and Signisoft Staffing Inc. were very generous enough to be our presenting sponsors. We had IBI Behavioral Services plus Georgian College coming in to support us. Town of Innisfil, who collaborates with us on this event, we want to thank you for whatever they do for us. Over the years of 3 years, they have been helping us with this amazing, beautiful venue, their support, their IT support and everything. Sue, like whose dream is this event? She has been amazing. Like she has, over the years, given the event more exposure across societies and communities. And this year we were very proud to receive a letter from our Honorable Prime Minister Mark Carney. And it was a moment of inspiration for us, like even we got the recognition of the topmost position of Canada. So we will keep on doing this because this is what we want to do, this is our passion. We feel happy doing this event.
For Simcoe Community Media, I am Deepak Bidwai. This story was supported by the Local Journalism Initiative.